In frustration, I end up tapping my head with my stump to try and make something drop out.
You might say, I'm stumped.
We're here all week. Hello, welcome back to Bookend Gaming.
Hello there.
It's a new year.
It's not.
It's not.
It's almost
It's
a new
almost
year.
a new year. I forgot there's one more Tuesday before the end of the year.
There is.
And we're on it right now.
Yeah.
Peek behind the curtain, we're not actually on it.
No.
But Christmas is over.
Yeah.
Segmas is over.
Uh-huh.
Summer's Clover's back.
Yeah. Whew, thank goodness.
And we're...
I didn't watch any of that other stuff.
No one did, don't worry. Now we're sitting here super worried that this route is going to end in like 5 minutes.
We will find out. It may be a weird finale / intro episode.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like a midpoint.
Because we'll go right into the next.
Yeah, we won't be able to
playthrough if that's
title
the
the next
case,
one
but-
episode 1, and it won't get any views.
Oh no! The algorithm!
Foiled again! Okay, so it's been nearly a month since we played this.
Yeah, we were at the beach and we played. They got a little rough. Miki
she almost
won.
drowned.
And also, we're getting a little flirty, and Suzu doesn't like it. Of
Oh,
course.
yeah, because we're like naturally
And he's
flirty
also
with Hasao.
he's also kind of like, or she's also kind of like making fun of stuff that Suzu likes, and
Yeah, she's kind of the worst.
she does kind of suck.
She doesn't
But
know what the hell she's doing. She's not used to being in a relationship, okay?
well, that's probably why.
Get
but
off her back. Jeez.
I'm sorry.
And also, Suzu just was like a completely different person when she was in her dating.
Yeah, she transformed, which was kind of awesome.
She evolved.
And here we are. That's it. That's the end
Okay,
of the day.
we're on
And I
the
think we're about to
beach.
go
All
home
right.
and confront the parents. And
Well, that's our time, folks. See
wrap
you
it
guys
up.
next Tuesday.
just spend a whole episode doing a recap.
Not even like 2 minutes and then just cut the episode.
Yeah.
Just be like, everybody's been waiting 2 weeks for the next Katawa, and we just give them that.
It's appropriate
Okay.
send off to a nice day.
Right, I guess I need to.
don't know
I'm
if-
the one who does this.
I don't know if we read that, but it's the end of the day.
I'm
and
gonna read it again.
And it was nice. Okay, fine. Jesus.
Well, I don't know if I did.
I don't know
want to
either.
be a jerk.
Okay.
With the both of us drained from the day's activities, Suzu and I slowly walk along the beach as Hasao and Tsubasa pack the car. With the both of us change back into our normal clothes and the sun setting, it feels like an appropriate way to send off a nice day. Suzu's hand feels warm as she holds on to mine, her soft skin and delicate grasp a harsh contrast to my own.
I wish you would drop that book. So that's summer holidays over with. Oh, that's the end of the episode.
Yep. Couldn't have asked for a better end, even if the rest didn't exactly go as planned. What?
She looked at me.
Something's wrong. With this, her footsteps stop. Her hand trembles in mine, her grip becoming tight as she carries to steady herself.
He
There was
rises.
only one set of footprints in the sand.
He rises out of the ocean. Something's wrong. I'm sorry, Miki. I'm a ghost.
What's there to be sorry about?
It wasn't supposed to be like this. You chose to spend your last summer holidays with me, and this is what you got.
Lesbian sex?
Super fun with
Yeah.
her with her girlfriend.
Right.
I wanted this to be fun for you.
You're being dumb again, girl. Is this the face of someone who didn't enjoy herself? Your house is as lively as ever. That's what I like so much about it.
Points to her chest. She has that pin that Squidward has. You don't remember? Okay, I can't remember what it says.
No.
Okay, something about like hating being here.
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. I'm sure if I've seen it, if I would see a picture, I'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I really wish I weren't here right now. That's what it was.
I still can't picture it.
Okay, but yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. My home's in the middle of nowhere. There's jack all to do, and the local wildlife doesn't exactly make for good pets. I've tried. You've got Tsubasa, me, you, and your parents, even if they're not exactly fans of me right now. And we had Hasao around, too.
Yeah, he was pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, well, just trying to bang your sister.
He's got a penis though.
Right, ugh. I got to be around all of them. Around the people who've raised you and shaped you. That's all I wanted, and I got all that.
And I got to finger you, so.
Right?
What do you see
Score.
in me to keep trying so hard?
Now there's a curveball. Now that I think about it, never really gave much consideration of how I thought of Suzu. I just went along with things and did what felt right at the time. I love her. I know that much. She's a genuinely good person, once a veil of cynicism and misanthropy
Misanthropy.
Yeah, I had
That's
it
what my
right.
Tinder profile says. I'm a genuinely good person once the veil of cynicism and misanthropy is lifted.
Yeah, it's just I said that word and it's like, that doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth.
Anthropomorphic?
Animorphs? How I fit into that, I have honestly no idea. In frustration, I end up tapping my head with my stump to try and make something drop out.
You might say, I'm stumped.
We're here all week. To my surprise, I turn back to her mirroring the action as if to mock me. Can't help but burst into a laugh, given how dumb it looks.
You dumb.
While she might not do the same, it earns me an amused smile, only makes me laugh harder in happiness, all the more glad that I've lifted her spirits. With the two of us basking in each other's joy in the setting sun, I know that I'll ever forget this holiday with Suzu.
Does that mean that she will?
She's going to instantly forget it.
Yeah. I forgot everything that day.
Oh God, don't let that be the end.
It can't be. There's no way. Roll credits. No, we're at school.
With the holidays finally over, the mundane routine of school begins all over again. Mutao fiddles with the teaching material on his desk, occasionally stopping to scrawl this note or that on the blackboard in preparation for the lesson ahead. While he might hope for a refreshed and eager class of students, thanks to our chance to recharge, like every teacher would, I'm afraid he's going to be disappointed.
No, that never works.
No, of course
Going
not.
on vacation doesn't refresh you for work. It makes
God,
you
no.
never want to go back.
Yeah, it's just that much harder to get back into the swing of working.
Mm-hmm.
A few look genuinely ready to go, but most appear either tired from seeing off the holidays with fanfare or reluctant to even walk in the door as they face months of drudgery after the fun they just had.
The fun we've just had.
After yesterday's late-night trip back to Yamaku, given my unfortunate allergy to schoolwork, I could safely say both apply equally to me. Bereft of anything else to do, I rock back and forth in my chair while looking to my side.
Oh no, I have to be at Yamaku. I'm allergic to homework.
Oh!
What am I supposed to do? I'm just gonna live here.
Yeah, that'd be like the nightmare. Where would they send you?
Right?
Go to regular school, I guess. But they have homework too! No! Suzu sits with her hand in her chin as always, silently turning another page of the manga magazine.
Manga.
I can't break that habit of calling it manga. On her desk.
Manga.
Manga. They never provoke much of a visible reaction from her, but she reads so many that she must like them. While piecing together my uniform from around my dorm room, I found the old crumpled up blouse of the girl's summer outfit. Seeing her in a uniform once again reminds me of it.
You don't have to laugh to enjoy something.
Right?
It's just like all of you watching our channel.
Yeah, of course. You guys enjoy this, right? Please? Hey, Suzu. She continues to read the manga with the same bored expression.
The manga? Yes.
Would you prefer it if I wore the normal girl's
Yes.
uniform?
I mean...
You don't have to wear anything at all.
Yeah.
I take the fact that she suddenly stops her reading a page left in the middle of being turned as a sign that the question's not as banal as for her as I thought it might be. It was only a month or two before I gave up on it after coming to Yamaku, so she's probably never seen me wear it. The arms and bust feel too constricted and uncomfortable, while the men's t-shirt was much more loose and airy. Then there's that dumb bow.
Oh, it's not dumb.
Suzu turns to me trying to imagine how it'd look. The fact that her forehead is gathering creases shows it'd be a hard task.
Plus you got the big poofs that you want to squish.
Right?
That would look weird. Damn right it would. Hey guys, I'm back.
I'm huge.
Something is alright.
The voice behind me turns out to be Haru, waltzing in with his bag held over his shoulder. He looks pleased with himself. Far too pleased.
He looks enormous!
He got laid! What's with the face? You hook up or something?
Oh my god. The only thing better. Working...
I fixed the multiverse.
Of course, now I'm stuck in a timeline where I never get laid.
Oh, God.
Working at the family bakery over the holidays got me some fat stacks. I'm rich, baby.
Awesome, you can pay for dinner. Never.
Can't you buy your own dinner for once?
I can't help it if my allowance is shit. Come on, Haru, we're buddies, right? Hisao decides to pick me out to enter the class.
Actually.
To enter the classroom. He sits on Haru's knee.
Yeah.
like a ventriloquist dummy. Showing some interest in our impromptu little gathering as he comes through the door. Pleased with the development, Haru clears his throat to make an announcement.
Worry not, children. Dinner is on me. Everyone in the track club's welcome.
Except for the captain.
Today's sure off to a good start. You can come as well, Suzuki, if you wanna.
Don't worry, we'll both be there. Got a restaurant in mind?
I sure do. I know this fantastic place. Best food ever. But you got to know what you want in advance. They don't have menus.
If it's a bakery, I will hit you.
Just a quiet little traditional place. Nothing fancy. Just real solid food.
Good, because I'm tired of liquid food.
The end. That was a weird transition.
Right? Looking at around the numerous low tables and cushions at their sides, Haru's definition of little might be questionable. That might be for the best, though, given the number of track club members that showed up. The waitress who guided us to where everyone's set up. I'm just picturing Yuki.
Yes,
She works everywhere. Everyone set up, bows out, leaving us to take in the scene before us. Compared to the fracas of the post-track meet celebrations, the mood is much more sedate. I'm glad not so much for myself, so much as Suzu. So much as for Suzu.
Not so much for myself, so much as Suzu. I mean, yeah.
It's still weird.
That is weird, but...
Looks like word got out, especially among the first years, as the turnout's a good 16 or so.
Jeez.
Gathering ends up strewn across 2 tables, having outgrown the one, with the first years having the numbers to claim their own. Given the usual amount of sausages at these things, perhaps the biggest surprise is how many of the fairer sex showed up. Good 5 by my count, which is 5 more than usual. Even Emmy's here, yakking away to the track captain seated next to her.
Oh,
I fucking knew it!
He is here. God damn it.
Fucking bitch! Perhaps the sheer number is why the teacher in charge of the club showed up. The old warhorse sitting quietly at the end of our table as he sips his carefully guarded beer. Between him, Emmy, and the captain, Yukio, Hisao, and Haru, our table will be full with the addition of Suzu and I.
Oh, God. There are 5 girls here.
With everyone jammed tightly around the table, the only place left for Suzu and I to take a seat is at the end. Take my place next to Haru, with Suzu unsurprisingly ending up on the fringe.
He's way too happy about this. Hey, you finally showed up.
Sorry about that. Someone was busy studying my vagina.
Sorry. Don't worry about it. It's fine. We haven't started eating yet anyway.
After glancing over our table and noticing a lack of drinks before Suzu and I, a waitress quickly shuffles over to take our orders. With a fairly sparse non-alcoholic menu, both of us take green tea. As she bows and leaves, I take a passing note of her uniform. She's kind of hot.
Yeah. Looking at her ass.
Yes, Yuko's outfit is definitely better.
I thought it was going to be Yuko.
You're right. As she passes by the table of first-year students, it's they who next enter my thoughts. I've seen the other side of their uniforms plenty of times, but this lot are new to me.
They're naked.
Despite only being a couple of years younger, their styles as a whole are all subtly different than ours.
Oh, we're getting old already.
Bunch of zennials. What's with all the brats?
You know how things are when Yukio gets involved. A first-year girl heard about it from him. She told her friends, and... Whoa,
Okay.
Who's this?
One of the first-year students from the other table suddenly slips between Haru and I.
I'm in the wrong game! Help me!
I'm sorry, is this Total Drama Island? I'm from the new Bratz cartoon? Both of us lean to the sides to make room for her. The bright purple highlight in her careful styled black hair, it's all purple, is the most striking thing about her. Followed by her dark punk-inspired clothing, she's an ostentatious one, if nothing else. She quickly flips around a small notepad so he can see it, to which he quickly shakes his hand.
I don't speak English. It's fine, the more the merrier.
Boop. Huh? What is it? The girl looks to me and dutifully turns the notepad around.
Go for it.
What was that about me and Hasakawa? Oh, right. Wait, My brief look of confusion at whether she's deaf and if so, whether she could read my lips is quickly answered as she points to her mouth and makes a shaking motion with a balled fist. At least being mute wouldn't be as troublesome as being deaf. The waitress returns with the tea for Suzu and I, gently placing it down before each of us before bowing and taking her leave. She bows a lot. Suzu blows on hers to try and cool it down, while I just leave mine for later. Evidently wanting to continue the conversation further, Junko quickly takes out her blue pen and scrawls on the notepad with both astonishing speed and immaculate handwriting.
Who's that? Is that
It's
her?
gotta be her, yeah.
Junko?
Junko Pop?
I think it's Junko.
It is. I guess this must be what
Junko
Shizune's
Pop.
like when she's separated from her bright, bubbly shadow.
Yeah, okay.
Junko Yamada, you must be alright. Guess I'm easy to pick out. I like the hair, by the way. My parents gave me no interview for that. It's pretty lame.
This bitch can't sit here.
Parents are important. Shouldn't be flippant about them. The response seems to greatly surprise her. Maybe it's from the way I was brought up, but I've never taken kindly to people who take their parents for granted. She taps at her pad a few times to try and work out what to say, eventually coming to a just regular satisfaction. New topic as she starts writing once more. Is the girl next to you? I haven't seen her direct before.
Fucking? What?
She pokes her head out a little to see Suzu, moving the pad into her field of vision. Suzu's reaction is to look at me with a slight edge to her expression. Come to think of it, I haven't told anybody about us dating yet. There's no way she would have. So Suzu wants to play it soon becomes obvious. How Suzu wants to play it soon becomes obvious.
Suzuki. We're friends.
Friends that fuck. I know why she says it, but that don't make it feel any better. Am I supposed to keep that lie going to everyone? I know for the rest of time here. Is it even okay for her to make that judgment for the both of us?
Well, I mean, you would probably tell your friends first. You wouldn't do that at
just instantly be like, I'm gay.
At a group of 16 people you
Right.
don't really know.
Unsatisfied and perhaps a little jilted, I quickly take the pad and pen from Junko before she writes a response, adding to my own addendum to what Suzu said before handing them back.
Yeah, she didn't want to tell. Obviously, I should.
Right? As hoped, she gives an amused snort. Suzu's reaction is markedly less charitable. Silent frustration written on her face. Maybe I shouldn't have put this pen to her face. There's no doubt I'm going to pay for this later.
She doesn't...
Damn.
She's not really a good girlfriend, is she?
Right? Kind of a jerk.
What's wrong?
Something. I got her pissed at me again.
I thought I fixed this.
He takes a moment to look at Suzu. Doesn't appear to be any wiser for doing so.
Oh, okay, so... You can tell?
I hadn't really thought I could read her better than anyone else in particular. But maybe it's true. We've been around each other for a year after all.
When she looks straight ahead, she's mad.
Right? Another scrawled note is held to my side by Junko. You're different than what I imagined.
What? I can't hear you.
How so? That mic's not gonna pick that up like at all.
No.
The way her face instantly drops makes it obvious she's heard the rumors. She immediately regrets what she said, but it's far too late to take it back.
The truth come out.
I heard you got in a lot of fights. The temptation to grab Junko and force her to say who told her such things rushes to my mind, but I quickly smother the thought given the number of people around. There's no reason for the newer students to know.
Then calm down, damn.
Right? Looking bashful as she taps at her pad, trying to work out what to say in apology for getting me riled up, I decide to take pity on her. Well, let's just say people change.
This new girl just wants to sit down and hang out with you, and
Right?
you're just like freaking
Where's
out.
her route? It's in a different game.
Probably.
Whatever game they pulled her from. I glance at Suzu to acknowledge her, but she's already back to her tea. I know that she changed me, but despite my best efforts, I'm not sure I've helped her much in return. It's a shame the conversation got awkward so quickly, but respite comes in the form of two waitresses bringing massive platters of assorted food. Sushi, nigiri, tempura, and various other little delicacies around.
Mm-hmm.
The collective anticipation in the room can be heard from everyone.
I love me some waitresses with massive platters.
Junko gives a nod before retreating to her own table. Well, she seems a nice enough person. I can't say the conversation left me in higher spirits.
Her own table? I thought there were two.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's a first year. She's with the other first year kids.
Well, okay.
But why'd she come over here then?
I don't know. Because she wanted to hit on Steven Tyler.
Haru just gives a weak smile and try and cheer me up. Do my best to return the gesture. It's people like he, Suzu, Shizune, and Misha who I owe everything to, after all. The end. I'm dead. I let myself fall forwards onto the table, my near bursting gut held in with my hand. The room is reduced to a quiet background hum after everyone's finished pigging out, simply too full to do much beyond trying to hold the food down. Each table's gigantic platter was followed by another, and this being the track club, that was seen more as a challenge than an offer.
Everyone leaves and leaves the track captain to pay for everything.
Yeah, well, Haru said he was paying for everything.
Oh, that's right.
It's on him. While a scant few sushi rolls are left, salmon by the looks of them, I'd say we did a pretty damn good job. Not helped much by Suzu, who, as always, ate like a sparrow.
Well, they do eat fish.
Determined to make her eat more, I take one of the few remaining pieces and hold it in front of her mouth as she finishes sipping yet another cup of tea.
I don't do that.
Vroom! Here comes the airplane. What
Here you go.
is happening? She looks at me with a despising frown before taking the sushi in her hand, thrusting it towards me. Before I know it, she's got a half into my mouth.
Quit shoving your sushi into her mouth.
Right? Biff, biff, biff.
I feel like the only one here with any constraint here.
Giving in to my fate, I push the roll into my mouth with my thumb and force it down. Takes some effort.
God, that was hot.
Probably.
You shouldn't feel bad about it.
She answers my questioning look by throwing her head back where Junko's sitting. It's not like she was
That's
wrong.
exactly why. It cut her off.
Yeah.
You did bad things, but that's different to being a bad person.
And again, we come to this discussion. On the one hand, I want to just agree with her and wash my hands of everything I've done in the past, taking the weight of guilt off my shoulders. On the other, I don't feel like I have the right to do that, not when I'm the one who did it in the first place. It's a lot easier to forgive than to forget.
Something's wrong.
Hey guys, you two enjoy yourselves?
You picked a good place, man.
I do. Was there any doubt?
It was nice, though. Thank you.
It sure was.
Oh yeah. Like, who's that?
Yukio pokes his head between Suzu and I, having scooted around to chat.
I just finished having sex with someone.
For someone.
Thanks, I guess. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Did you at least take pictures?
She's a Yamaku because she just gives too good of blowjobs.
Her vagina's too tight.
This girl doesn't have any gag reflex.
Oh, no.
Why is she here? We're so shame we're not able to be able to do this kind of thing anymore, though. Able.
I'm sure we could scrape something together and send us off with closer to graduation.
We don't know how to speak, apparently.
No, we don't. It's all just one run-on sentence.
It's not really going to be the same.
It's weird to see the eternally optimistic Haru looking so down. It's like he knows something we don't. That and that damned word graduation
I don't know anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
makes the gravity of the coming months weigh down on all of us. The first years will be fine. They got a good couple of years more to enjoy. Everything, that's how time works. Everyone at this table will go their separate ways, into different universities, colleges, and jobs. Then there's the matter of Suzu and I.
We're not going to any of those.
It'll all work out. It always does for me. Haru's got his bakery. Emmy and the captain are easily good enough to get scholarships. I've got a political science course at a fine university lined up, and I'm sure Hasao will get into a good uni too.
Everything's going
Bro.
good for me, so everything has to be going good for you too.
What, you guys have problems in your life? That's weird.
Yeah.
You got a good brain up there, don't you, Suzuki? I'm sure you could do whatever you wanted.
And if you don't, you got a nice body too.
You use that.
Suzu just shrugs, not really invested in the conversation as she sips at her tea once more. His judgment of her seems a bit generous, given her relatively average marks in class.
Don't be so humble. At least you're doing better than that, Loud.
Don't start.
What are your plans anyway, Suzuki?
University, I guess.
Silence reigns as everyone waits for her to say what she intends studying. How good a university she'll try for, what area it'd be in, or anything further in general.
Anime college.
All that's to be heard is the chatter from the table behind us. The University of Phoenix online courses.
Well, I mean, it's good to keep your options open. Something will take your interest if you keep working at it.
Smooth. Pretty sure I've heard the exact line from at least half dozen teachers before, giving their usual generic pep talks on life after Yamaku. Sounds like you got it all figured out.
Everything falls into my lap.
Me? Pretty much. There's still a couple of things I want to wrap up before graduation, though.
Literally and figuratively.
Oh, God, hang on. Let me take a drink before I
Okay.
start this.
You do that. Mine is empty, so therefore I am sad.
Okay. I can feel myself losing my voice already.
The
It's been a while
track
since we've
captain
done this.
Yeah.
calls out to Haru, holding the camera as he does so. Shouldn't have thought we'd get out of this without a group photo. With Haru nodding in assent and calling over the first-year students, the captain calls over a passing waitress to take our picture. Suzu doesn't look too thrilled about the idea, closes her eyes as she realizes she's not going to get out of this. No further promptings needed as I bring my arm around her neck, tugging her closer. With Yukio reluctantly returning to his seat amidst the chaotic movements and orders being given, we end up with a haphazard arrangement of third years and the teacher sitting in front of the first year standing over us. I can't help but give a wide grin as the waitress's finger comes down on the camera's trigger.
That's when everyone died.
Suzu's body is held tight to mine as everyone crushes together to fit into the shot, and the new generation of the track club stands behind, ready to take our places once we leave. They've all got guns held to the back of your heads.
Oh!
All right.
For a brief moment,
Who's
as
the
camera?
girl behind Suzuki?
I don't know.
I like her.
Camera flash blinds us. It feels like everything really will work out.
Oh,
I
no.
was like, is that the end?
It seemed like it.
With the event over and time marching on, I idly stand around on the dark street outside the restaurant. The slumbering girl held to my back.
Oh God, it's not Suzu.
Who are you?
It's that brunette girl. How'd
Only-
she get there?
Only Haru and the teacher are still around. Rest of the students haven't left by bus. Our teacher busies himself with moving things from the back seat to the trunk so that Suzu and I can hitch a ride to Yamaku with him. Oh God, they're about to get abducted.
Oh no.
Haru, on the other hand, slowly reads the long receipt with a remarkably dour face, prompting me to peek over his shoulder at it.
They're gonna crash into a ravine.
Oh!
Man.
Jeez, that's pretty much the lot, ain't it?
Teacher said he'd help with the cost a bit, but still.
Easy come, easy
That
go.
was my whole paycheck.
He just hangs his head. If nothing else, at least he's going to finish his time at Yamaku being venerated as a benevolent god of free food. There are worse fates.
I didn't even get laid.
Right? God. I bought all the food and Yukio took all the women. I adjust my hold on Suzu a bit, hitching her up a little further. She's gone a fair while without a nap, so it isn't a surprise I'd catch up to her eventually. I'm just glad she managed to last through most of the dinner.
It's like in How I Met Your Mother when Marshall is single for that very short
He
time
keeps
and Barney
stealing all
keeps
the
stealing all
girls.
his...
Yeah.
Do you like magic? No!
Sorry, buddy. I gotta take her too.
Yeah. Her handwriting's cute, so he steals her.
Think you'll be alright with Suzu?
I've done this plenty of times before, dude.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Mind your business. Haru just smiles. After being around each other since entering Yamaku, for good or ill, it isn't a surprise he'd have a pretty good read on me. Everything'll be fine. Somehow.
I never thought I'd get to hear you say that after all these years.
You getting sentimental, boy?
No. No.
A single tear.
A bit.
Well, cut it out. It's weird. He gives a grin and a salute as the teacher calls out for us to get in.
I've lived 1,000 lifetimes. to get
Knowing
to this.
him, we better get a move on. Oh, did she finish it? It looks like she finished it.
It looks finished.
After giving thanks to the teacher for the lift back to Yamaku and letting Haru go on ahead to the male dorms, I slowly continue the journey to the female dormitories.
The dormitories, you say?
The school building looks different of a night. Looks different of a night.
Looks different of a night.
It's just a different of a night. Barely lit by the lamps in the grounds out the front. Without teenagers running around about and the room's busy with staff and students, it's a little more than an empty shell. It's not creepy at all, but more lonely. A world without people in it.
I mean, they're in the dorms.
But that's how Suzu's world largely was before meeting me.
I'm awesome.
How someone could live so long without others, whether they liked you or not, is a mystery to me. Maybe that's the reason for her distorted personality, spending so long in her own mind without the company of other people.
Okay.
I thought you clicked too,
So
but
yeah,
it didn't move.
It didn't go.
As if she'd heard my thoughts, she chooses now to stir. I obediently let her down as she starts to fidget, waiting a little for her as she reorients herself.
I did a half press.
Yeah.
What did I miss? Did someone half press?
Nothing much. I was winding up when you went to sleep. It was winding up when you went to sleep, and the club teacher gave us and Haru a ride back. We start walking back to the dorm, her hand slipping into mine as we do. She does her best to look like it's an ordinary thing, but I can tell she's a little brighter than usual. She's glowing.
Sorry about before.
What's there to apologize for?
Calling you a friend?
What, am I not your friend? Yeah, that did kind of hurt. They'll be fine with it, you know. I'm pretty sure if you think I lean that way already. The ones I've had sex with.
I assumed you were straight.
So guys think I'm into girls and girls think I'm into guys? I'm wounded.
You can't like both.
By IRL. If that's true, though, why'd you confess to me?
When you said you refused your father's offer in order to stay with my family, I felt...
Vindicated. She stops herself, too embarrassed to continue as her grip on my hand tightens. Too curious to let her wiggle out of this, I patiently wait for her to continue on.
I'm tired. I felt hope. I'd never felt that before, so I ended up clutching desperately at it.
You make that sound like a bad thing. When I was thinking about what happened afterwards, that courage you showed made me like you even more.
That's...
Lame. Maybe I was coming on too strong, the girl falling silent as we come to the front of the dormitory building and make our way inside.
Why do you say dormitory?
Both of us squint as we enter the brightly lit first floor. The common room lies empty as we pass, everyone most likely sleeping by now, in preparation for the day ahead.
How long were you out?
Right? Coming up the stairs and down the hall to the door of my room, I move to take my hand from Suzu's in order to grab my keys. It proves futile, with her hand refusing to let go of my own.
Oh.
Suzu?
I don't want to let go.
I can't get in if you don't. I'm trying to get in.
You can get in. Been sleep in my room.
It seems Suzu still can't speak about such things in a straightforward way, but even coming that close is a surprise. Her eyes betray her nervousness, as if she might be making a terrible faux pas and asking in such a way. It's probably one of our biggest differences, as I don't really get why she gets so keyed up about it. With no offense or refusal forthcoming, she gingerly leads on down the hallway.
Ah.
I open the door with my copy of her key, and the moment Suzu closes the door behind us, I pull her into a tight embrace and press my mouth to hers with all the force I dare use.
She doesn't open her lips, though, so it's super awkward.
Right? I'm like sucking on the tip of her nose.
Yeah, suction cupping her face.
Her surprise melts away almost instantly, defensively raised arms dropping loosely by her side as she lets herself be swept up in the lustful rush. For a flicker of time, feels like we're both in unison with our emotions, desperation to affirm our feelings for each other, and to continue what had come to flourish during the holidays. After spending the day suddenly surrounded by so many people now that we're back in Yamaku, this is a time for us, and us alone. Things are different now. We can't go back. We don't want to go back. Our kissing deepens as our want for each other redoubles. The feel of her breath brushing against my face as her body remains near limp, all but surrendered to my desires.
Oh shit, she fell asleep.
I pull away with reluctance, as much to gasp for air as take in the sight of her. Suzu's face is dreamy as she looks back into my eyes, breathing heavily as her lips remain just slightly open, as if hoping they were met again. My shirt and undershirt find themselves dropped to the floor.
How did that happen?
My temptation getting the better of me after I shirk my jeans as I drive at her neck and collar, licking them to take in her taste. She's salty. She merely lifts her chin to allow my indulgence, saying not a word.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Throw off my clothes and lick people. It's my move.
My lips meet the skin between her breasts soon. Soon after, my knees bending as I work my way down. A peck to her left breast is followed by another to her navel. My hand taking hold of her leg and working its way up her supple thigh underneath her dress. Her shyness makes her hesitate, but I need not ask as she timidly brings her forearms underneath her dress, holding up its front. Her reward is a kiss to her pink underwear, her breath catching in response.
She's all over the place.
Right?
She's giving her a little 1, 2, 3, 4.
7. I begin to lap between her legs, teasing her with my tongue through the thin fabric. Her whimpers only drive me on. My want to see her in raptures making he grip her leg all the harder.
What? Okay.
Making me
I don't
grip
know.
her leg.
Licking stuff is happening.
As her underwear discolors from her excitement and moans begin to heighten, I tug downward at her panties. Her dainty legs lift one after the other to allow them off. My lapping at the delicate nub between her legs resumed. Oh, my nub.
My nub. Mickey.
Nub me faster. I move faster
Just
and
shove
faster.
your whole stump in there.
Oh, God. My emotions progressively less thought out as my sense of restraint all but leaves me. I want to ravage this body, to make it mine, to see her squirm and moan at my control. I want her. Suzu's grip on her dress tightens as she desperately tries to control her growing ecstasy, quivering legs and pained expression giving way to growing difficulty. My lips cover her most private area, sucking as I flicker with the tip of my tongue.
On. One up.
She teeters on the edge of euphoria, but I don't care. I can't stop until I've had my fill of her. Her muscles tighten as she clings on, but as her breathing accelerates, it becomes all but impossible. Her moan of joy is suddenly silenced. All control of her body lost as her knees buckle from underneath her. I quickly jerk my head back as Suzu crumples on the ground before me, her upper body thrown forwards with what little energy she has left. Exhausted, her head lies on my shoulder with hair disheveled, arms slung around me in a loose embrace as she pants. The sweat on her cheek is cold, gently pressed against my own in her near lifeless state. I killed her! But it's not enough.
She's
I
just
want
dead.
more of her. I want every inch of her. My hand taking a hold of her shoulder and pushing her back onto the floor with a thud.
Every inch of her.
Jesus Christ. I throw myself on her without a moment's notice. taking hold of her dress and jerking it up. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. I try to reef it off. My reward for succeeding being the beautiful skin of her heaving chest. Her chemise follows without much of a struggle, leaving her body bare.
What is that? Is that like a cami?
I think so.
I think it is, yeah.
With the floor too uncomfortable, I scoop her small body up in my arms, her arms coming up to hide of what she can of her breasts.
My chemis. Please. Miki.
Her voice more startled than panicked. I step over to her bed and dump her body onto the sheets. Ow! She bounces
Roll her up like a burrito. Time for bed.
She bounces up and down as she lands on the thick mattress back first, my bra and panties thrown off before I throw myself on top of her. Belly flop! Suzu's body squirms and wriggles under mine as I force my mouth to hers once more, tongues intermingling as her back arches and feet kick about.
Feels a little rapey.
Hair falls past my face as I grope her breast, taking in its softness as the smell of her sweat from the exertion begins to enter the air. Jeez!
Whoa, jeez.
Damn!
All right.
It's like my favorite kind of yin-yang. Hang on a second, take a drink.
There's a tattoo idea right there.
Where would I get that? Satisfied, I break off and turn on all fours to orient my head between her legs. Suzu seizes the brief moment of freedom as she turns to her side and begins to shuffle towards the head of the bed, but her strength leaves her after I fall onto my shoulder and kiss her below the tuft of hair. Oh, my below the tuft. Clutching her butt with my hand and bringing my stump over her other side, she surrenders and brings her lips to me. The pleasure as she does so surges through my body like lightning, driving me to pleasure her even further. That's not how you spell lightning.
Lightning.
Lightning. Again and again I lap at her, my advances less delicate than those of Suzu's. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I'm having the time of my life.
This is fun.
This is a hoot and a half. I can feel my body feeling as she holds me, taking in my taste as I do hers.
Taco Tuesday indeed.
Okay then. Isn't long before I feel the pleasure from that spot welling up inside of me, my grip tightening as I begin to lose myself. In the music, the moment you own it, you better never let it go. Just a little more, just a little further. I'm forced to break my mouth from Suzu as the muscles in my neck tighten. I cramp.
Ouch. Charlie horse.
A groan coming from deep in my chest as I desperately fight to control the feeling threatening to overwhelm me. It's no use. I can't hold back. I can't.
I'm gonna go crazy.
Oh, but in an accent.
And then I awoke to a pin.
I think that's like the
the
sprinkler
corkboard?
system on the ceiling.
Oh,
The
okay.
cool night air sticks to my skin. The first sensation to return as my eyes blearily flicker open. The plain white ceiling hangs over me. A faint light from the front of the room just barely illuminating it.
What is that thing?
It's coming right for me. I reach out my hand to feel out Suzu, but I only end up patting off the bed. Brief glance confirms the fact. She stole my wallet.
She's gone. Yeah.
Disappointed that I couldn't wake next to her, I sit up and rub my eyes in an attempt to see where she is. Despite still being out of focus, the silhouetted figure staring at her laptop screen is unmistakable. Suzu?
No, it's Haru.
She glances around to see me, her pajamas back on, and a blanket draped loosely over her shoulders and back for warmth.
Sorry, did I wake you?
Nah, it's fine. She did, bitch. But I managed to mumble out a half-truth that seems to satisfy her enough to turn back to what she was doing, looking at porn.
Your pajamas are stupid.
Yeah, your pajamas that look exactly like your regular clothes?
Suit pajamas.
Why not just wear them all the time? Curious, mildly frustrated, and already awake, I have little reason to stay in bed. After looking at Suzu with a disgruntled face as if I might will her back, I give up and throw my legs over the side, staggering up behind her. On the screen is an unfinished history assignment. My first instinct is to scold her for being overeager. But if her narcolepsy's messing up her sleeping patterns again, it's not like there's much else to do in the dark. Tell scary stories.
Right? She's gonna play Minesweeper before too long.
Right? Ski Free.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone just play Ski Free. Or that super loud pinball game.
Space Cadet pinball.
Yeah. Her finger repeatedly taps lightly on a key. It's hot. Only stopping as I drape my arms over her shoulders
Sticky keys.
and bring my head beside hers. I get the feeling she's frustrated, given how she still keeps her focus on the screen instead of me, despite her usual timidity about physical contact.
Stop looking at a computer. Look at me.
Sorry about being so forceful before. I just kind of let myself go and...
I don't really mind.
The way she says it makes me think she actually rather enjoyed it. So she's that kind of person.
I mean,
She likes sex.
okay, yeah.
Relieved that I haven't actually annoyed her, the question of what the problem is remains unsolved. Maybe it really is as simple as what's before my eyes.
You know what they say, have sex first and ask if they're annoyed later.
Right? If you're having trouble, just leave it for later.
But I know this. It's what I was trying to get done before we left.
I read what she's done already to see if I can be of any help. An essay on the Meiji era. By the looks of it, the 4 paragraphs she's done so far look fine, if a little padded in the usual meeting a teacher's arbitrary word count way. As for the rest, I hadn't even started it myself, so I don't really know. I remain quiet for fear of disrupting her thought process, though it looks like she's struggling to get out of neutral either way. The brick wall refuses to move as she racks her brain, the frustration boiling over as she brings her forehead down to her open palm and grinds it against it in annoyance. I can't help but feel sorry for Suzu as her face scrunches up, silently beating against the immovable block in her mind. Maybe there's more to this one than we thought.
Yeah, I think there's more.
Or it's just going to
We're
end
good.
abruptly. That's what I'm worried about. Like, it's just not going to have, like, a real ending. It's not going to have a wrap-up. It'll just be like, and so we stayed like this forever.
Right.
And that'll be it. But if that happens, like we said, we'll just...
And everything was happy at the end.
Yeah, we'll just roll into the Hasao
Yeah, I guess.
route if that happens.
It'll be the first hybrid finale/intro.
Whoa!
Let's just hope we get a clear-cut finale and we
Yeah.
know when it's happening.
I mean, if we get to an ending and we're like 30 minutes in or like 25 minutes in, I hate to do like a shorter episode, but it would make more sense than to try to squeeze
Yeah, I
the intro
guess.
to the next thing.
Then we'll just riff for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're real good at that.
We're great. Let's do a recap of everything.
Let's riff right now. Come up with something.
This game's pretty fun. Right?
Yeah.
Are you having a fun time? Is it a good route? Are you excited for the Hasao route?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good riff.